Collini refines base materials by adding coatings to protect and design products. Originally founded in 1898 as a scissor sharpening business, Collini has developed in the field of surface coating to become an internationally leading company with 13 locations. The foundation for this success are motivated employees that are passionate about surface finishes and that put values like health and safety into practice each and every day. A look at the statistics will show us why this is so important. In Austria, there are more than 100,000 accidents at work each year, and 2 a week are fatal. Most industrial accidents don't occur due to technical failures, rather human error. So it's up to you, and you, and you. Let's look after ourselves and our colleagues, so we're all safe together. Occupational safety in our company is based on the 3 columns of technology, organization, and people. The basic requirements for a safe working environment are cleanliness and tidiness. Slippery floors, trip hazards caused by materials left lying around, and the reckless storing of objects in front of emergency exits increase the risk of an accident. The CTS principle applies throughout the whole plant. Clean plus tidy equals safe. We operate our plant to the highest technical safety standards, which are reviewed regularly. Operating materials, machines and devices have technical safety equipment to prevent injury and damage to health. This could be a ventilator, a safety device, or a light barrier. The safety technology is designed to protect you. Nobody is allowed to interfere with any safety equipment, change it in any way, or try to get around it. If you know of any such interference, inform your superiors immediately. This obligation to inform someone also applies to any other risks or unsafe situations. If you notice any damage to a pallet or lifting apparatus, then use the QSU card or the shop floor and immediately get in touch with your superior or the person responsible for safety in your work environment. Defective electrical devices should be removed from mains power and labelled so that everyone can easily see that the device should not be used. If a critical situation ended without injury, you should still report the near miss to your superior. Only when the causes are established can measures be introduced to prevent the same thing from happening again, potentially with less fortunate consequences. Our business's safety equipment also include all optical and acoustic warning signs, as well as warning, prohibition and instructional signs. The location of first aid boxes, emergency toolkits, full body showers and eye wash facilities, as well as fire extinguishers and defibrillators are signposted. Access to this safety equipment must always be kept free. But even the best safety equipment at the highest level does not automatically prevent accidents. Anyone that recklessly violates the rules or disables safety equipment is endangering themselves and their colleagues. Safety technology is complemented by organizational measures. This includes the rule that equipment and operating materials may only be used after induction has been completed. For some tasks with special risks, we have established a system of approval. The following tasks may only be carried out if approval certificates have been issued. work involving a forklift, aerial platform or crane. Work involving heat, such as welding, soldering or using an angle grinder. Cleaning work involving a pressure washer, and any work involving the formation of dust or smoke requires an approval certificate. This allows the fire alarm system to be turned off in good time to avoid setting off a false alarm. And finally, the release of especially critical liquids requires approval in the form of an ARA discharge report. Work involving any electrical charge is not permitted in general. Only electricians may handle electrical devices or equipment. Additional safety regulations apply to any work with an increased level of danger. This is the case, for example, for work taking place at great heights, in enclosed spaces, and alone. Before you undertake any such task, you must be trained in the risks and the related safety measures. Before any maintenance, repair or cleaning work, the service switch must be operated, then secured with a lock before putting the equipment back into operation. Never turn a machine or system on for testing purposes, not even just for a moment, if you've not been expressly authorized to do so. Please note that regulations for pedestrians and vehicles also apply on company grounds. External persons, such as visitors or technicians, must always sign in and out and be entered into the register. When technical and organizational measures are not enough to eliminate health risks, personal protective equipment is necessary. Depending on the workplace and job, you are obligated to wear one or more pieces of gear to protect your eyes, ears, hands and airways from injury. This means there are no excuses. You cannot start work without protective equipment. If you work in a noisy environment, then please protect your ears with the earplugs provided. Or even better, you can order custom hearing protection through us free of charge. When using chemicals, it is especially important to protect your hands. Safety gloves are not all equal. Always make sure that you have chosen the right glove model. Cutting or assembly gloves do not offer protection from chemicals. If you often work with gloves, it is essential to regularly care for the skin on your hands to prevent eczema and other skin disorders. The company always provides suitable skin protection products. The Skin Protection Plan shows you how to use the products. Always remember that you must never enter break rooms or leave company grounds with work clothing contaminated with chemicals. Due to our core business of chemical and electrolyte-based surface treatment, we use a range of different chemicals in our work. The following applies to each and every Collini employee. A chemical can only be used if you have been suitably trained in its use and have sufficient specialist knowledge. Many of the chemicals that we use are classified as hazardous. You recognize the hazard symbols that are printed on the containers and packaging. The symbol within the diamond specifies the risk, e.g., whether the contents are flammable, explosive, irritant, or hazardous to water. Then there are the H and P statements for the relevant substance with special hazard and precautionary information. When handling chemicals, always uphold the work and operational instructions as well as PPE guidelines. When decanting, always ensure that a new container is suitable and correctly labelled. Mixing chemicals is not permitted without specific instruction to do so. As well as health risks, many chemicals pose great danger to the environment and may not, under any circumstances, come into contact with the ground or waterways. All employees are asked to consider and take responsibility for the protection of the environment beyond company grounds. At Collini, we have an environmental management system that complies with the European EMAS Act as well as the ISO 14001 norm. Our technical equipment fulfills high environmental standards and is regularly reviewed. You can also contribute to saving resources and avoiding environmental pollution. In any dangerous situation, it is essential to act correctly and purposefully. The relevant emergency phone numbers should be so deeply entrenched that you can even remember them in a rush or during stressful events. In the case of an accident involving chemicals, you must immediately remove any contaminated clothing and generously rinse the affected areas with water or Prevor for at least 15 minutes or until the emergency services have arrived. Practice using the eye wash facilities. In an emergency, every second counts. In our fire drills, you will learn what to do in case of fire and when to use which extinguishers. Memorizing the right behavior and emergency exit routes can save lives in an emergency. Those are our general safety regulations. Please uphold them and say stop in any unsafe situation. If you have any safety concerns, for instance because any of your work materials appear to be defective, do not carry on working. Inform your superiors. If you have any questions, your safety expert or superior will be able to help you. We hope you enjoy your time here and, most importantly, stay safe. After all, nothing is more important than getting home safe and sound every day.
Sicherheit ist uns bei Collini sehr wichtig und beginnt bei jedem einzelnen Mitarbeiter selbst. Daher meine Bitte, nehmt diese Schulung ernst und wendet sie in eurem täglichen Arbeitsleben an. Danke euch.